to the channel. I'm used to giving these messages in the morning, but it is in the afternoon, evening time now. And I just got done with about a 200-mile ride today. I led 6 people, 5 people, 6 people. We had a couple drop off, but it was just an amazing ride in mid-Minnesota. The Midwest right now the leaves are pretty much fallen, but the weather is still tolerable, although, probably a riding temperature of around 30 to 40 degrees, but an air temp of around 50. So we're really blessed to get out and put these miles on, and, we do it as family. So whoever shows up to ride is who shows up. I posted it all over Facebook, and there the geese are heading south or north or wherever they go. So I posted on Facebook, and we garner some interest, and it is late in the year now, so we don't have a lot of people wanting to ride. It isn't a 90-degree day, but we do have a lot of interest, and it was a lot of fun. So that's my church, if you will, my get out in nature. So today is November 12th. We're a day removed from Veterans Day, and if you're following along in our 24 Hours a Day book, today we're reading from. I'm gonna give you the thought for the day, the meditation for the day, and the prayer for the day, and then also we're gonna dip into the 12 traditions, 12 steps and traditions, and then we'll get a little bit of that. Step 6, right? Having God remove some of our nasty stuff. So today, November 12th, I am less critical of other people. I am less critical of other people inside and outside of AA. I used to run people down all the time. I realize now that was because I wanted to unconsciously try to build myself up. I was envious of people who lived normal lives, and I couldn't understand why I couldn't be like them. And so I ran them down. I would call them sissies or hypocrites, and I was always looking at their faults in the other person. I loved to tear people down and I was called a stuffed shirt or a snob. And I have found that I can never make a person any better by criticism. So our relationship with God teaches us that, right? So we need to be very less critical of people and not judgmental. And I deal with that in my life, and I'm very judgmental sometimes too, but we got to get past that. So today we're admitting our faults, man. Today you must admit your hopelessness and helplessness before your prayer for help will be heard by God. Your own need must be recognized before you can ask God for the strength to meet that need. But once that need is recognized, your prayer is heard above all the music in the heavens. It is not theological arguments that solve these problems of the questioning of the soul. The sincere cry of that soul to God for strength and the certainty of that soul of that cry will be heard and answered. So today I pray that I may send my voiceless cry for help up into the void, amen, to the heavens. And I pray that I may feel certain that it will be heard somewhere, somehow, by someone, and that someone is God. Amen, amen. All right, you guys, 12 steps and traditions. Step 6 is we were entirely ready to have God remove all of our defects of character. And now, cool as this book, I got this book, and this book was gifted to Scott Carpenter, given on my birthday, June 25th, 1979, by my family. And so, in this book, I even get the privilege of having some of this, of Scott's handwritten notes. So this is the step that separates the men from the boys. I won't read it all, but we're going to go through a little bit. So declares a well-loved clergyman who happens to be one of AA's greatest friends. He goes on to explain that any person capable enough of willingness, honesty, and to try to repeat step 6 on all his faults without any reservations whatsoever has indeed come a long way spiritually, and therefore is entitled to be called a man who is sincerely trying to grow in the image and likeness of our Creator. Of course, the often disputed question of whether God can and will, under certain circumstances, remove these defects of character will be answered with a prompt affirmative by almost any successful AA member. To him, this proposition will be no theory at all. It will be just about the largest fact in his life. He will usually offer to this proof in a statement like this: sure, I was beaten, I was absolutely licked. My own willpower couldn't work me out on alcohol. Change of scene, the best of efforts of family, friends, doctors, and clergymen got no place with my alcoholism. I simply couldn't stop drinking, and no human being could seem to do the job for me. But when I became willing to clean house, and then I asked the higher power, God, as he understood him, to give me release from my obsession to the drink, and it vanished. It was a weight lifted right off of me. And it says in self notes, it says, put self in touch with the image of God within. Truth. So in AA meetings all over the world, statements like this are heard daily. It is plain for everybody to see that each sober AA member has been granted a release from this very obstinate and potentially fatal obsession. So in a very complete and literal way, AA has become entirely ready to have God remove the mania for alcohol from our lives. And God has proceeded to do exactly that. So, having been granted a perfect release from alcoholism, why then shouldn't we be able to achieve, by the same means, a perfect release from every other difficulty or defect? Amen? This is a riddle of our existence, the full answer to which may only in the mind of God understand. Nevertheless, at least a part of the answer to it is apparent to us. So when men and women pour out so much alcohol into themselves that they destroy their lives, they commit a most unnatural act. Defying their instinctive desire for self-preservation, they seem to be bent upon self-destruction. Right, my brothers and sisters, when we were drinking, we couldn't stop. We needed more. And even though we noticed it was ruining our lives, or other people noticed it was ruining our lives, we couldn't get enough. Excuse me. So, they work against their own deepest instincts. So as they are humbled by the terrific beating administered by alcohol, the grace of God can enter into them and expel our obsession. Here, their powerful instinct to live can cooperate fully with their Creator's desire to give them new life. Underlined, for nature and God alike abhor suicide. But most of our other difficulties don't fall under such category at all. Every normal person wants, for example, to eat, to reproduce, to be somebody in his society to his fellows. And as he wishes to be reasonably safe and secure, he tries to attain these things. And indeed, God made him that way. He did not design man to destroy ourselves with alcohol, but he did give man instincts to help him stay alive. Now, that's where we're going to leave it for today, you guys. What a powerful message. Thank you for tuning in. If there's anything we can do for you, reach out. Always love you. Say...